Seniors, stop eating 7 worst fruits. They are destroying your leg strength. If you're over 60 and struggling with weak legs, balance issues, or muscle cramps, then you might want to take a closer look at what's on your plate, especially when it comes to fruit. Yes, I know. We've all been told that fruit is healthy, and for the most part, it is. Fruit provides fiber, antioxidants, and natural energy. It's an important part of a balanced diet. But here's something that might surprise you. Not all fruits are created equal. In fact, some of the most popular fruits out there could actually be making your leg muscles weaker, worsening inflammation, and slowly draining your strength without you realizing it. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this because many seniors today are eating these fruits every day, thinking they're doing something good. But in reality, they're unknowingly sabotaging their leg health. You see, as we age, our body becomes more sensitive to sugar spikes, imbalanced potassium levels, and inflammation. And while fruits seem natural, some are loaded with fructose, oxalates, or inflammatory compounds that your aging muscles and joints don't handle well anymore. That's why today's video is so important, because I'm going to show you 7 common fruits that could be hurting your leg strength, your circulation, and your mobility. Fruits that may be okay for young people, but not for us when we're trying to stay active and pain-free after 60. And I'm not just going to leave you with warnings. For every harmful fruit, I'll also give you a better alternative, so you can still enjoy the sweetness of fruit, but in a way that actually supports your muscles, bones, and joints. Now, before we dive in, let me say this. This isn't about quitting all fruit. This is about getting smarter with what we eat. Because at this stage in life, every choice matters. Every bite either builds you up or wears you down. And if you're someone who's already feeling stiffness in your legs, having trouble walking for long periods, or waking up with leg cramps in the night, then what you'll learn today could be the turning point for your strength and independence. So please, stick with me to the end. And if you find this helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Heal Well, so you don't miss more practical tips for strong, pain-free aging. All right, let's begin. Here's the first fruit you should really think twice about, especially if you care about keeping your legs strong. Let's start with a fruit that's in almost every senior's kitchen: grapes. They're bite-sized, juicy, and easy to snack on. Many seniors love them because they don't require chewing effort. Just pop them in your mouth and enjoy. But here's what most people don't realize. Grapes are extremely high in sugar. Just 1 cup of grapes contains over 23 grams of sugar. That's more than what's in a glazed donut. Now, why does that matter for your leg strength? Because excessive sugar, especially fructose from fruit, can trigger inflammation throughout the body. And for seniors, that inflammation often settles in the joints and muscles. So if you're eating grapes regularly, thinking it's a healthy snack, you might actually be worsening the inflammation in your knees, hips, and calves, the exact areas you need to stay mobile and independent. But it doesn't stop there. Grapes also have a very high glycemic load, which means they spike your blood sugar quickly and dramatically. And over time, these sugar spikes can interfere with circulation, limit oxygen to your muscle cells, and reduce your body's ability to repair and rebuild muscle tissue. So if you've been noticing slower recovery after walking, more frequent leg cramps, or a sense of fatigue in your lower limbs, the grapes in your daily fruit bowl could be quietly working against you. Now, I'm not saying grapes are evil, but for seniors trying to preserve leg strength, they're not the best choice. So what's a better alternative? Try blueberries. Blueberries are low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and have been shown to reduce inflammation and protect muscle function. In fact, one study found that older adults who ate blueberries daily showed improved balance, coordination, and lower muscle soreness after activity. Plus, they support cognitive health, which is another big bonus as we age. So next time you're craving something sweet and refreshing, skip the grapes. Reach for a small bowl of blueberries instead. Your legs and your joints will thank you. Coming up next, let's talk about another fruit that seems healthy, but might be silently increasing your risk of muscle cramps and poor circulation. Now, this one might shock you. Bananas. Yes, bananas. You've probably heard over and over again that bananas are great for muscle cramps, and to be fair, they are when eaten in moderation. Bananas are rich in potassium, which is essential for muscle contraction and nerve function. But here's the catch. Many seniors overdo it. Some eat 2 to 3 bananas a day, thinking the more they eat, the better their leg cramps will get. But too much potassium, especially without enough magnesium to balance it, can cause more harm than good. Here's what happens. When your potassium to magnesium ratio is off, your muscles can actually become overstimulated, leading to twitching, spasms, and even more frequent cramps. In other words, too much banana, not enough balance. But that's not the only issue. Bananas are also very high in sugar and carbs. One medium banana has about 14 grams of sugar and nearly 30 grams of carbs. This makes your blood sugar spike rapidly, and that can lead to inflammation, sluggish circulation, and muscle fatigue. Let's say you eat a banana first thing in the morning. What often follows is a mid-morning crash in energy. And for seniors, that dip in energy can affect your willingness to move, your leg strength when climbing stairs, and your stability when walking outdoors. So what's a better choice? If you love bananas, try eating half a banana with a spoonful of nut butter. This slows the sugar spike and adds healthy fats and protein for muscle repair. Or better yet, swap in kiwi fruit. Kiwis are lower in sugar, rich in vitamin C, great for joints and collagen, and packed with potassium and magnesium in better balance than bananas. Plus, the fiber in kiwi helps stabilize your blood sugar, keeping your energy steady and your muscles fueled for longer. So again, it's not that bananas are the enemy, but if your legs feel weak, twitchy, or tired, your banana habit might need a little adjusting. Balance is key. Let's move on to fruit third, one that's often marketed as super healthy. But for older adults, especially those with leg issues, it might be doing more damage than you think. Now this one might surprise you, because on a hot day, nothing feels more refreshing than a cold slice of watermelon. It's sweet, it's juicy, and 90% of it is water, so most people think it's the perfect hydrating fruit. But here's what most seniors don't realize. Watermelon can actually make your legs feel weaker and more prone to cramping. How? Let's break it down. Yes, watermelon is mostly water, but it's also packed with natural sugars, mainly fructose, and it has almost zero fiber. That means it digests extremely fast. Sugar hits your bloodstream almost instantly, and then insulin spikes, followed by the crash. Just like grapes, this sudden sugar spike leads to fatigue and muscle tiredness. Even worse, because watermelon is so light and easy to eat, you end up eating a lot more than you think. One big wedge can have over 18 grams of sugar, but most people eat 2 or 3 wedges without realizing it. That's more sugar than a can of soda. And here's the other issue. Watermelon is high in potassium, but also acts as a mild diuretic, meaning it makes you urinate more. That might sound harmless, but for older adults who are already borderline dehydrated, this can lead to electrolyte imbalance. And when your potassium, sodium, and magnesium levels drop, your muscles pay the price. The result? Leg cramps, weak knees, stiffness in your calves or thighs. All from something that felt healthy in the moment. Now, does this mean you can never eat watermelon? Not at all. But if you're over 60 and dealing with leg fatigue, nighttime cramps, slow muscle recovery, then it's time to moderate how and when you eat watermelon. Here are a few smart tips. Eat watermelon earlier in the day, not at night. Limit portion to 1 small slice, paired with a handful of nuts. Avoid eating it on an empty stomach, especially if you feel weak in the mornings. Also, try switching to cucumber slices or coconut water for hydration. Both are gentle on the body and support electrolyte balance better. So the next time you cut into a big juicy watermelon, ask yourself, is this helping my legs stay strong or just spiking my sugar and draining my minerals? A small change today could mean less cramping, better balance, and stronger legs tomorrow. Next on the list is a fruit that tastes like a tropical vacation, but could secretly be damaging your joints and legs more than you think. Yes, we're talking about pineapple. Now let's be clear, pineapple does have some health benefits. It's rich in vitamin C and contains bromelain, a natural enzyme with anti-inflammatory effects. But for older adults, especially those struggling with knee pain, hip stiffness, or fragile joints, pineapple might be doing more harm than good. Why? Because pineapple is one of the most acidic fruits out there. It has a pH level as low as 3.2, that's close to lemon juice. And when you eat acidic foods regularly, especially without buffering them with more alkaline meals, your body can slowly tip toward inflammation and mineral loss. Here's what that means for your legs. 1. Joint inflammation increases. The acids can irritate sensitive tissues, especially if you already have arthritis or joint degeneration. 2. Calcium leaching. Your body pulls calcium from your bones and joints to neutralize the acid, weakening your skeleton over time. 3. Increased pain and stiffness, especially in the knees, hips, and ankles, which bear your full body weight daily. And here's something else to consider. Most people don't just eat a few chunks of pineapple. They throw it into smoothies, fruit salads, or eat half a fruit in one sitting, which can equal 30 grams of sugar in just one serving. That's enough to spike blood sugar, trigger inflammation, and cause a post-meal energy crash. And when your energy crashes, your legs feel it first. So what can you do if you love pineapple? Here are your smarter options. Eat pineapple only occasionally, not daily. Pair it with alkaline foods like leafy greens, avocado, or almonds. Never eat pineapple on an empty stomach if you have acid reflux or joint pain. Choose ripe pineapple only. Underripe ones are even more acidic and harsher on the stomach. Also, consider switching to fruits like papaya or ripe cantaloupe. They're gentler, less acidic, and still provide digestive enzymes and hydration. The bottom line? If you're dealing with achy knees, sore hips, or waking up stiff in the morning, it may be time to take a closer look at your pineapple habit. Because even the healthiest looking foods can become secret saboteurs of your strength if you are not careful. Next, let's talk about a fruit that's incredibly popular, juicy, sweet, and surprisingly not so friendly for your leg strength if you're over 60. We're talking about mango. Now, don't get me wrong, mangoes are delicious. They're packed with vitamin C and antioxidants. But here's the issue most people don't realize. They're also very high in natural sugar, especially when ripe. One medium mango contains over 45 grams of sugar. That's more than a can of soda. Why does that matter? Because for seniors, especially those struggling with muscle cramps, stiffness, or joint pain, high sugar intake can silently make things worse. Excess sugar increases inflammation throughout the body, including in your joints and muscles. It also causes blood sugar spikes, which can weaken your circulation and reduce the nutrients reaching your leg muscles. Over time, this can lead to weaker legs, slower recovery, and even more frequent cramps, especially at night. And here's something else. Most people don't stop at just one slice. Mango is easy to overeat. It's soft, smooth, and feels healthy. But your body doesn't process it that way if you're already dealing with low muscle tone or chronic pain. If you're already facing leg fatigue or trouble walking, mango might be one of the silent culprits making things worse. So what can you do? If you truly love mango, enjoy a small piece occasionally. But always pair it with a source of fiber or healthy fat to slow down sugar absorption. Better yet, opt for lower sugar fruits like berries or kiwi if you're craving something sweet without the blood sugar roller coaster. The goal isn't to fear fruit, it's to understand how your body responds and make choices that support your strength, not sabotage it. Your legs carry you through life. Let's not let something as seemingly innocent as a mango steal away that freedom. Now let's talk about a fruit that many people consider healthy by default. Green apples. They're tart. They're crunchy. They're often seen as the better apple because they have less sugar than red ones. But here's what most people don't realize. Even though green apples have less sugar, they're still very acidic. And that acidity can be a hidden problem for seniors, especially if you're dealing with leg cramps, joint stiffness, or inflammation. Why? Because acidic foods can disturb your body's pH balance, especially if your diet already includes coffee, bread, processed meats, or soda. When the body becomes too acidic, it tries to neutralize that acid, often by pulling alkaline minerals like calcium and magnesium from your bones and muscles. And what happens when your body loses calcium and magnesium? You guessed it. Muscle weakness, cramps, and joint discomfort can become more frequent, even if you're eating plenty of fruits and veggies otherwise. Also, some seniors experience digestive issues or acid reflux with green apples, especially if eaten on an empty stomach in the morning. That discomfort can lead to poor digestion, reduced nutrient absorption, and less support for your muscles and joints over time. So should you avoid green apples altogether? Not necessarily, but be mindful. If you're already prone to nighttime leg cramps, muscle tightness, or joint stiffness, it might be worth swapping green apples with more alkaline fruits like ripe bananas or papaya. And if you really love green apples, eat them with meals, never alone. And try pairing with a small handful of nuts or seeds to help balance out the acidity and support better mineral retention. Remember, the goal isn't to cut everything out. It's to understand your body's needs and choose foods that truly support strength, comfort, and flexibility. Sometimes that means rethinking even the foods we thought were good all our lives. Because now, in this chapter of life, we need more than just healthy. We need food that heals, food that supports, food that keeps us moving, pain-free. Let's wrap up this list with a modern favorite: smoothie bowls loaded with tropical fruit. They look beautiful, they feel healthy, they're all over Instagram and health blogs. But if you're over 60 and trying to keep your legs strong, pain-free, and mobile, these smoothie bowls might be working against you. Here's the issue. Many smoothie bowls are made with large amounts of tropical fruits like pineapple, mango, banana, papaya. These fruits are delicious, and they do contain vitamins and enzymes. But when blended together in high quantities, they become a high-sugar bomb for your body. A single smoothie bowl can pack in over 50 grams of sugar, even without added honey or juice. And as we discussed earlier, excess sugar leads to inflammation, muscle fatigue, calcium loss, blood sugar crashes that make your legs feel weak and wobbly. Not only that, when you blend fruits, you break down their natural fiber, which normally slows digestion and keeps your energy stable. That means you absorb the sugar even faster, spiking your insulin, increasing oxidative stress, and draining your leg strength. Even worse, many seniors add fruit juice as a base, like orange or apple juice, which is basically liquid sugar without the fiber. You might think, but it's natural. Sure, but remember, natural doesn't always mean safe in high doses, especially when your metabolism is slower with age and your muscle recovery takes longer. So what should you do? If you love smoothie bowls, you don't have to give them up completely. Just make some smart swaps. Use berries instead of tropical fruits. Add leafy greens like spinach or kale. Use unsweetened almond milk instead of juice. Add chia seeds or nut butter for protein and healthy fat. Limit it to half a banana or a few chunks of mango, not the whole fruit. These small tweaks will keep your smoothies refreshing without wrecking your leg strength, joint health, or energy. So the next time you reach for that colorful smoothie bowl, remember, what looks healthy on the outside isn't always the best on the inside. Your legs are counting on you to choose wisely. Let's take a moment to reflect. If you've watched this far, it means one thing. You care about your body. You care about your ability to move, to walk, to live life on your terms, without pain, without weakness, without fear. And that is something to be proud of. Now here's the truth. Most people don't realize that something as innocent as fruit could be draining their strength, but you've seen the facts. You've learned how too much banana can throw off your potassium balance. Grapes and pineapple can spike your blood sugar. Mangoes and dried fruits create inflammation. Store-bought juices rob you of fiber and stability. And even that beloved smoothie bowl can secretly sabotage your joints. You don't need to eliminate fruit forever. You just need to be smarter about which ones you choose, especially after the age of 50, when your body needs support, not sabotage. Because every choice you make, every meal, every snack, is either fueling your strength or feeding your pain. And the best part, you have the power to change it, starting today. So what now? Start by looking at your fruit intake. Ask, is this helping me move better? or making my legs feel heavier, weaker, stiffer? Replace the worst fruits with low-sugar, high-fiber options like blueberries, raspberries, avocado, chia seeds, and of course, leafy greens. These tiny shifts can lead to massive changes in how you walk, how you sleep, how you feel every day. Because leg strength isn't just about muscles. It's about circulation, inflammation, nerve support, and blood sugar balance. And the right food can support all of that, naturally. So if today's video opened your eyes, if you learned something that could make your next 10 to 20 years stronger, healthier, and more free, don't keep it to yourself. Leave a comment below. Tell me, which fruit surprised you the most? What changes are you ready to make? Like the video if it helped you. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon, because we're just getting started. At HealWell, we don't believe aging means decline. We believe aging is a new chapter, one where you have more wisdom, more power, and more reason than ever to take charge of your health. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not alone. And I'm honored to walk this journey with you, one simple, natural, powerful step at a time. And I'll see you in the next one.